Hi, it's Kate Lynch, and I'm in the barn with the Pat Davis, a place that we have spent a lot of time together. And I've asked Pat to come into the barn today to speak to us about routine and the power of it and age. A topic that I feel like, two topics that I feel like you have embraced fully and have some wisdom on. And so I'm wondering if you could just tell the backstory of how we connected, because we have been at this together for over a decade.
Yes.
And so how did you find me and how did we connect?
Yeah, interesting. I had just recovered from breaking my ankle, and that was kind of the culmination of probably about 5 years of not looking after myself.
Okay.
And claimed that I had stepped into a pothole when really it wasn't. It was just like a little dip in the road. So all that 5 years of not looking after myself had caught up with me, broke my ankle, saw your ad in the paper for the class in Norwood on Pine Street, and thought, oh, okay, let's try that out. Phoned you, and you said, well, I'm having class tonight. Why don't you come tonight? So there was no getting out of that. And I've been with you with Pilates.
Yep.
Cross training.
Yes.
Yoga. TRX. I think I've tried it all.
Yeah, you have tried it all. If we've offered it, you have been here, including big bashes in the barn too, right? Yeah. And then, had you done Pilates before? I don't think you had
No.
you? Or maybe dabbled in it, but not
No, I didn't even know
okay.
what it was.
All right.
But you were just like, oh, come tonight.
Calling me up for Pilates class?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you didn't say that. No, you didn't say that. And then I handpicked 8 of you to come to the farm.
Right.
And we started Custom Fit Boot Camp.
Yeah.
And that was an absolute hoot.
Yes.
And kind of took off on a life of its own. And all of I tease often that we could start a family tree and we could take all of the roots back to Pat Davis. Because in one way or another, everybody's here because of Pat Davis. And we've been at this a long time. So there's been lots of changes here. And you've seen them all.
Yeah.
And what I'm interested in is talk to us about your routine and why you feel compelled. What propels you out of bed in the morning to come take care of yourself here with us?
Yes. Okay. My routine, first of all, probably around about the same time that I became involved with you and started taking better care of myself and became dedicated to that, my routine has become quite entrenched. And by that I mean that it occurred to me that it's no surprise that I have to get up in the morning, I have to eat, I'm going to have to put some clothes on, I'm going to have to be places at a certain time. So why am I not becoming prepared for that? And part of being prepared for that is feeling well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And everything that I have tried here, the different iterations of exercise has helped me to do that. And even though some of them were like, I remember the first boot camp, thinking after the first class, like, oh, okay, it's only so many weeks and then I don't have to do it anymore. And then, for different reasons, I embraced it and just keep trying things. And that has extended into different parts of my life where I take more risks now. In the last 10 years, I've tried so many different things that probably never would have tried. So
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So the whole notion of I'm always teasing that change is good. I'll go first. That's my kind of tagline. And some of your cohorts are horrified by that, but you always seem to have embraced it. And do you think that that's part of what has helped you branch out, if you will, and do crazy, wild things in the last little bit in your life? Or do you think that there is,
Yes, yeah. Okay, so there's one moment that comes to mind is when we were out running and it was dark and I kept looking at the road in front of me and you said, "Don't look down, look ahead," and so just transferring that to what you're asking is that if you focus on the tiny what's happening right now, you could get stuck and you're going to miss. So embracing things and trying the different things because of my experience with Custom Fit is allowed me to see the bigger picture.
Okay.
As opposed to just focusing on, okay, what's happening down there. I trust that things are going to happen. I have more. I guess I would say I have more faith.
More faith. Okay.
More faith in myself and my body and how it works and the mechanics and yeah.
Speaking of mechanics, talk to me about the various ways, and you don't have to get into the actual specifics, but maybe the concept of modifying to suit your needs as you as your body changes, as you reach another birthday, right? Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's ever been my challenge that I always want to be the fastest or the best or lifting the most weights or anything. That's never been really my main goal. I do like to be able to keep up, but yeah, no. Okay, I got a little bit lost there.
Do you think that when you come into a class and say you're looking after a shoulder because you were gardening or because you were doing some crazy rock climbing thing on the weekend, how would you encourage people to think about the notion of focusing on what they can do as opposed to what maybe they need to modify or can't do?
I guess one of the ways to think about it is that everybody's got a backstory, and so just because you think the person next to you is 100% fitness and not got any issues, physical or otherwise, that's a misconception. So if you think about what you're here, what you're bringing, and what you can do that's the best for you. So that by doing that, you'd avoid the danger of trying to be more of a rock star than you are that day and hurting yourself, not being honest and disclosing that you've got some kind of injury or being honest with yourself and taking a step back and saying, you know what, I need to take a week off, or maybe I need to try a different class for a while until I get my health back. But
for sure,
yeah, because that stuff just doesn't go away.
No, and the other thing too, I think that we like to focus on is earning the right to progress, right? And really getting clear on what progress means in any given stage, right? I think that's been an interesting thing, just watching people. I mean, clearly you had a family and were married when we met, but now you're a grandmother. So that's kind of a cool thing to see those, as you said, those iterations of what's happening with you behind the scenes, your backstory, right? Right now, you're on sabbatical from your teacher, and you've just been on a journey overseas, and you're looking after a family member that's dear to you. And I think that when we come into those situations, we get a chance to kind of think about what we're most grateful for, right? And I'm just wondering if you could maybe share with us your thoughts after that trip, looking after your geriatric auntie.
Yeah, I think one of my big revelations through the journey of the last 10 weeks was to try not to be too fiercely independent. And this family member maybe although very independent and took a lot of pride in independence. The independence in the end maybe kept her separated a little bit from some of the supports that she could have had. And so, yeah.
That notion of asking for help when you need it,
yes.
or at least being open to change and to receiving help when it's there for you, right? Yeah.
And allowing yourself to be part of a community, not just being a person who helps or a person who is there for other people. You have to allow that community to with the flow of energy back and forth.
For sure, reciprocity.
Yeah.
And do you have any big goals for yourself in the next decade, if you will?
Well, I'm probably going to work for another 5 years. I love my job, but I'm starting to feel like, I think that there's something else. But I think I'm going to take the parts of my job that I really enjoy and translate that into a different business kind of thing. I still see myself working with students But I'm just going to take the parts of it that really energize me and get some more training in that, and just
Nice.
keep doing that. Yeah.
You are someone who loves to learn new things,
Uh-huh.
and you're a voracious reader, and so am I. And I think that may be one of the things that connects us, is that we're open to change and learning new things, and just knowing that every day is kind of a new mystery, if you will, to embrace, right? Nothing but gratitude for our bodies and our sense of community, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's been awesome to have you here.
Thank
you,
you.
Pat.
Yeah.
It's the Pat Davis signing off from the barn.